Don't
not
do
gonna
that.
sit here and act like we haven't had any good days. Like we've had great days.
Hmm.
But no, no, 100%.
Uh, if you have one, I can just go on without me
Yeah,
because
yeah, we can
normally
go
it's
on.
gonna take longer. Okay.
No, no, it's just like whenever we do play and then we see each other, we'll talk a lot. But otherwise, it's just like straight, fucking cocksucker. Otherwise, it's just like we love each other, blah blah blah, all that shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with that 100%. Because even I get tired of speaking, so I can imagine her getting tired of hearing the shit that I have to say. But yeah, 100%
No,
though.
yeah, no, no. But you're already doing great. Uh, all I would say is like what I do right is I mean, have you asked her just generally like, are you happy? You know what I'm
I
saying? Have
did.
you?
She
Yeah.
she she did tell me that it's she doesn't know. Like she feels that there's a lot going on for her, and that she's trying.
Hmm.
And I said so that when we had the conversation about breaking up, I was like, so tell me, and keep me 100% honest with me. Would you be happier if we weren't together? And I said, you can tell me the truth. She said, no, I love you. I said, okay. But when you react the way you do, it gives me the impression that life will be better for you if we weren't together because you feel that there's too much on your plate.
Hmm.
And I said, so I've been thinking if for the betterment of you, I leave, not because I don't love you, but because I love you and because I want you to be doing good, you know?
Hmm.
And she said that she's not 100% sure if like that's what she wants. She said that she still wants to be together. She just doesn't know if she could handle it. And like I said, I get that. But again, if we want to make this work the way we say we do, then that's something that we can like we have to adapt to, and we
Yeah.
gotta work it out. You know, I was like, I told her this, and I said, you can, this is supposed to be a very respectful comment, but I feel that she only likes the idea of relationships. You know, she only
That's
likes
fair. That's fair.
the dates, the post, all that shit,
All that
and she
stuff. Yeah.
agreed. She was like, yeah, that's all she thought it was. I said, no, this shit is real work. And if we're not gonna be putting in the work to make this relationship work, then I can leave right now. Cause
Yeah.
I
That's a
told you
fact.
in the cause I told you in the beginning, I understand what it takes for a relationship, and I'm ready for it. You thought you did, but you weren't ready. So we just agreed, cause oh, okay, he made that up. Yo, I'm gonna kill myself. We agreed, cause we take pinky promises very serious. We agreed to work it out with a pinky promise
Hmm.
and everything, and think the next, cause like this is why I say she's doing a little bit better with it. But like instead of seeing each other once a week, we saw each other back to back days. I just went over
Nice.
there after work both days.
Wait. Would you like? Do you want to see your girl more than once a week? Is that
Oh
what it is?
yes, yes,
Oh.
100%.
Okay.
If I could
Got it.
spend
Got it.
every day with her, I would.
Hmm.
So of course I want to see her every day, and that's literally, you know, my person. That's my other half.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't want to. I wouldn't want to spend less than a day with
Hmm.
her.
Yeah.
She's just the one that can't feels that she can't fit it in because she thinks we have to hang out for 10 hours a day. Because don't get me wrong, I've not painted that picture for her, but like obviously the more time we can spend together the better. But I told her, I said, listen, our lives have changed a lot in the last month. She got the internship along with school, and all this. Me, I got a second job and
Hmm.
I'm working 50 hours a week.
Hmm.
It's not easy for both of us. Now we have to do,
The 1 day a week.
three, no, not even just that, but like, instead of 7 hours every time we see each other, do a quick 2 hour hangout, just to spend some time together,
Oh, for like once. Once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like one day of the week we'll have our big hangout, and then a quick, hey, I just got out of work. I'm gonna go see you real quick. Let's go get some food. damn. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I told her that I was like, listen, just like our lives are changing, we have to adapt the way we treat our relationship. I was like before it was, yo, let's hang out every day we have free, but if you're not doing that, because she was only going to school for a little bit. So there was like in my head, I'm like, there's no reason we shouldn't be hanging out more than one day a week.
Mhm.
You know, you only go to school like 3 days a week or
Mhm.
whatever her schedule was. Now I can understand a little bit more because she has this internship. You know, her schedule is not set. Now I can understand. You know, you get out at 5, come meet me at work. Go get some
Mhm.
dinner. Then you go home. That's cool with me. But before it was like, why would we not see each other more than one time a week? You know, at least 2 times. And
Mhm.
why? And her problem is that she doesn't text back.
Mm.
She's the worst fucking texter of all time.
I
Like,
see.
you fucking bitch. I hope that came. That shit came. So like, that was my problem. Her communication was very shitty.
And the fact that, and you also have the problem that you guys don't spend enough time with one another.
Exactly. And then we live so far away. She lives on the Lower East Side, Avenue D, bro. Like, it doesn't get deeper than that. It literally does not get deeper than that. She's closer to Brooklyn than she is to me.
Mhm.
So it's like, if we're gonna see each other, it takes an hour for me to get to her house, maybe even more sometimes.
Mhm.
So we have to be like, more attentive to each other, but not to her. To her, it's, oh, he'll be fine without talking, or she'll say she forgot to, yeah, no, please. Or she'll say she forgot, blah, blah, blah. But you really want to talk to somebody, it's not that hard.
Mhm.
And I've seen her do it. She does it with everybody, though. She does it with her parents, she does it with her friends, her cousins. But that doesn't mean it's a good thing to do. And we come from two different worlds as far as like she's never had anything happen in her life, you know?
Mhm.
She's always had the good life. Her parents are married, fucking her family lives with her. She lives in a fucking gated community downtown. Gentrified fucking projects. Feel me? Like me, I come from where I had to fight for a couple years, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not knocking her and what she's done, but it does show it because she'll just hear one thing and it comes out the other ear.
Mm.
It goes in through one and goes right at the out because she knows she's not gonna face any repercussions for it, or she
Yeah.
thinks she doesn't. But with me, I call her out on her bullshit.
Fair. You have to be able to keep people accountable for their actions.
Exactly. So she doesn't understand that there's like, there's consequences to your actions. Cause she's always had the same friend group for like fucking 15 years. Oh fuck, too capacity. I had
You're good. You're good.
the icons up and then I
That's
tried to
cool, bro.
meter it.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, it's just like she doesn't understand that shit, and it's fine. Not everybody has to understand it right away. But she's 19, turning 20. Can only live that shit for so long, and I think she's gonna face the harsh reality soon that like you have to, just like you got to keep up with your friends. She feels like she has to keep up with her boyfriend,
Mhm.
you know? And her family's telling her you can't prioritize them so much over him. She just doesn't understand that shit, but it's whatever. Like we're working it out, bro.
Oh, I think you guys are gonna be fine, first and foremost. However, I also think you gotta give it more time, bro. Give it more time.
Yeah,
Like you specifically, because
yeah.
she'll come along. She'll come along.
I think she
Um,
will. I think she will
I
too. I
promise you
hope so.
she will. I promise you she will. The reason why I'm saying that is because um, there is there is a, what's it called? There's gonna be a moment in time where like your girl's gonna be like, oh, like, well, she's gonna realize, oh, you know what, like this is really really good for me, and I'm pretty sure she already does, but like where she's gonna like lock in, if that makes any
Fucking
sense.
yeah, and I think it's coming soon, like a lot sooner than I realized because her face when I did tell her I'm ready to leave you if you don't was like fuck, this nigga's serious. Cause she knows I don't talk out my ass. You know,
Mhm.
she knows if I'm saying something, it's cause it's fucking true. Unless obviously we're joking, but like that don't count. You know, like she knows that
Mhm.
if I'm telling her seriously, that she knows I mean it and that it's not a threat, it's a pure promise.
Mhm.
So I think she realized that. I think it's just up to her to express it. But yeah, I do have to be a little bit more patient too. My mom was
Definitely,
telling
man.
me that too.
Yeah, you
Cause
gotta
when
be
I
more
asked her,
patient.
she was like, you also gotta calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
She was like, you let your emotions sometimes do it too much. So she was like, you get that from me, cause she was like, I do that shit all the time. She was like, you gotta calm down. I was like, okay.
Yeah, bro.
That's why I'm trying to be more patient.
100, 100%. So, I used to be like, I used to be just like you. In my first relationship, I used to be just like you, where I wanted to see my girl at the time. I
Mm,
wanted to see her like three, four times a week,
yeah.
and unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. So then I started like being cool with seeing my person
Mm,
twice a week, and then eventually I ended up realizing, you know what, there's only so many hours throughout the week. If
yeah.
we are able to at least have one day throughout the week, then I'm cool with it.
That's it.
I would say, and ever since then, like when I was younger, like that kind of helped out, because it's like you gotta remember, like she has her own personal life too, and so do you. And one thing that I learned, right, even in this relationship, is that everybody needs their own like personal time. You know what I'm saying? they need
Yeah.
they need time to decompress.
Let you
So
get a little fucking over it.
so she has a lot on her plate. She works, she goes to school, and then she has you. But she also does have her own friends too. So
Mm,
I think having that one long day throughout
mm,
the week is what you guys should aim for, and then anything above that is a plus. That is, in my opinion, the best thing, because uh, it seems like doing more than one day a week is difficult for her. So you just gotta work with what you have. You know what I'm saying?
see, like I agree with you. I know what you mean. Cause, but from the way she was saying it before, was like she wants the more, she wants the more time. Cause she said it. She was like, I always feel better when we spend more time together. So I'm like, okay, why not prioritize it if that's what it makes you feel good? You
Hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna tell me that, then you know the solution. Cause she always tells me, oh, my friends are, good with not seeing me as much. Okay, so why do you make it such a big deal for yourself and stress yourself out even more
Hmm.
if you know that they're fine? No, like
Yeah.
these niggas, I could fucking not talk to these niggas for 3 weeks. I'll
Hmm.
come right back and be like, okay, what's up, guys? And
Yeah.
they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, you good. And that's the way she makes it seem. But then when it's finally time to it, what the fuck? When it's finally time to do it, now she acts like she's the worst person in the world.
Mm.
But when she does it to me, it's oh, you'll be all right. And that's why I say she prioritizes her friends more.
Hmm.
So it's like it's very confusing with her, but she, I
I get
agree.
it.
Like the one day a week, and if we can't even have the one long day a week anymore because our schedules don't even line up the way they.
And that's fine. That's a part of life. That's just a little
Yeah,
thing on the road.
but like, I know, like I've calmed down a lot more from before. I'm more like the fuck it, you know, whatever kind of. Like I'm tired of pulling it, like I told you. But it's not that I've given up on her. It's just like whatever. I realize this is the way it's gonna be. I can't really change it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I feel more not drained, just like I hope she figures it out. Kind of
Bro,
Oh,
she's gonna figure it out. One of your
like
biggest
hands.
things.
I feel hands
I'm
off
back.
right now.
Yeah, you said you feel hands off.
Yeah, like I gotta be hands off and like I gotta distance myself in a way. Not from her, but like from the situation of like trying to get her to be more open, you know, in a way.
Bro, stuff like that is gonna come on its own. Like,
Yeah,
you just gotta let her do it, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I gotta be more hands off. That's why I'm trying to be more like controlled of wanting to see each other so much. Trying to be so like not forceful, but like trying to get her to open up.
Yeah, don't. One thing about girls, bro, you force it, it's just not gonna work.
You know, I have a 90 driving dunk. I would think one of these fuckers would be a dunk. But go ahead.
Yeah, cause you guys have what, 6 months now?
Yeah, we're about to be
Yeah,
Waffle, why you got beef with me, Waffle? Why you got beef with me, bro? What's up with you, bro?
2 weeks.
yeah, dude. All I would definitely say.
How much fucking steel do you have in your player? Just quick question.
I only have 80.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah, I made a rebirth, bro. I made a rebirth, and that nigga has 91.
This nigga has 91 steel. And look at that. That was a bad reach. But yeah, no. Like I'm working on it too on my side. Cause I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm Mr. Fucking Perfect. And I'll never be like, oh, I'm the perfect person. Of course I missed. Oh, niggers, they need to die.
No, yeah.
Love it.
That should have been a lot right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Waffle, Waffle, I don't know what you got, bro. You got a staring problem or something?
So Woody, can you explain your situationship to?
Yeah, what's going on with that, Woody?
Oh.
He said,
Yeah.
he said he was gonna rape this nigga. If Woody ever goes missing, it was her.
Nice.
That's crazy.
And I think that would be the best thing, cause I'd rather it be her than actual freak.
Bro, I want to make you my freak. Anyway,
Gonna match my nest.
because we talked before, like way back, like maybe like 2 years back.
Mhm.
You know, we was talking, but it was mainly just, you know, intimacy stuff. Like we wasn't really like focused on the relationship much as we should have, to be honest.
Mhm.
So, you know, one thing led to another. Clapped my cheeks, took my V card for the first time.
Nice. Congrats, bro.
Clapped his cheeks, not he didn't clap her cheeks. His cheek got clapped.
I mean,
That's crazy.
that's how it should be.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't like anything like, it wasn't like the full length of it. It was just like we did a little bit, but technically V card broken. But I technically don't count it because it wasn't like it wasn't long enough. But
I'll take the
yeah, so that
last shot.
happened.
I want to
We stopped talking.
give her that shot too.
We tried to rekindle it. I think somewhere after like we stopped talking for a bit. But then like she kind of like ghosted me, like disappeared a little bit, or she just, so I was like, alright, whatever. Like I'm not stressing. Then after so then after that happened, then she recently hit me up like maybe I think it's been like last month or 2 months.
Nah, it's
No,
been
I
more
don't
than
think.
that.
Nah, it's always been that long.
It's been like 2-3 months.
Probably 2 months, I think. Waffle. I don't know what your problem is, but you're gonna piss me off. Anyway,
Nigga waffle.
Bro, like always when I'm working from home is when you want to start tweaking out for no reason. I'll be here all day during the weekend,
Bro, you know what
chilling.
it is? You there during his hours now. You feel me?
The waffle like, oh,
But
why you here, bro? Like, bitch is
literally,
coming over.
Word. You got the cat bitches coming over.
he can't do nothing anyway. His nuts is gone. Anyway,
Less kids for him. That nigga can stay
Yeah.
fucked.
but yeah. So then recently she hit me up, back up basically.
Charge. Fuck!
So from there we started talking again, whatever the case is. Now at least the whole gist between me and her, which is the main grit of the whole conversation, is she wants to just be friends. So I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. Like it is what it is.
She or you?
Fine. She does. So I was like, alright, you know, cool, whatever. You know, I'm not gonna stress it. I'm gonna still talk to other people, obviously, but you know, in my mind, I'm like, we'll see what happens. But I'm still like, I don't really care. It is what it is. You wanna be friends? Fine, cool. But there's been multiple instances since that, since like we literally had like maybe 3 conversations recent, like up to date of like how she just trying to just be friends. But after a few couple times, just some real slick stuff. I'm just like, friends, you say, huh? So at least,
He's gonna give him
so at least in as a general statement, before I get to like, cause me and her hung out Saturday. But if I get to that major thing, to I can tell is a complete shift. But there's been instances of what's up with you, bro?
No,
A bit-
nigga, he caught an alley-oop body. That's why.
No. Talk about waffle, not you.
Oh,
Fucking pissing me off.
that's nigga, I've been wilding.
No.
That's no bullshit.
Literally. So it's been the instances of like her like saying slick stuff of like, cause there was one instance when I was like I picked up the phone but I was shirtless. Cause I literally just got out of work. I literally just took off my shirt, like my work shirt. So she thought I was putting on I was putting on my do rag because my hair's a little messed up. So I was trying to get my hair like contained. So I'm putting on my do rag, and then she was like, "Wait, what you doing?" I was like, "What you I'm doing? I'm putting on my do rag." She was like, "Oh, I thought you was putting on your shirt." Cause I was gonna say keep your shirt off. I was like, "What?" So that's one weird, like sly comment that she like said a couple of times. I was like, okay, weird. But we're friends though.
Don't
Anyway,
whip cream off your nipples.
okay. So then from there, at least, there's been also other instances of, well, I think because I took her out for her birthday just because even though that's a friend thing, I took her out for her birthday. So I think Christian calls me. So as he's calling me on FaceTime, she takes the phone and tells Christian, "Yeah, sorry, he's busy right now." Huh?
Just friends.
Huh? Pardon your French?
No. And then after the last one, explain what happened on Saturday.
Yeah. So now we basically up to Saturday. So just know there's been the instances of her saying like slick stuff of relationships, even to the point where like cause she smokes weed, so she be dropping her blunt and she be like saying like, "Who is she?" I'm like, "What you mean who is she?" I'm like, "I drop my blunt." That means like you're talking to somebody. So who is she? I'm like,
That's crazy. Never
huh? But we're friends though. Anyway, so now coming up to Saturday, right? So we
Wait,
chilling.
Wait, you missed one.
What did I miss? I'm talking about. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Saturday's the whole
That
thing.
wasn't on Saturday. That was.
It was on Saturday. No, it wasn't. It was Saturday. That all happened Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yes, that all happened on Saturday.
These days have been blending in together. That was on Saturday.
Yeah. That's what I told you.
You text?
I texted you on Saturday. Yes, I texted you literally on that Saturday.
Okay, this nigga didn't freaking wonder. Never mind. I lied. You got a face.
So Saturday comes around. So you plan to just hang out because I was like, you don't even want to hang out Saturday. She was like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever, cool. So we did that hangout. Instance of weirdness, I guess you could say, is as I think we was walking up the block, or in case it was, and you know how it is at First Second Street. It's fucking mad packed, fucking crowded as fuck. Like it's mad hard to walk next to somebody, without literally grabbing onto somebody, basically.
Shit, that was Saturday.
So I was walking up the block, At least like going to like think, cause I was taking her to Dave Hot Chicken. No, it was after Dave Hot Chicken. But I think he was walking out.
Dave and Buster's.
He was going to Dave and Buster's. So she ends up just at her own will, because obviously like for a second is Matt packed. Wraps her arm around my arm.
Mm.
So I was just like, she was like, here, like this is easier just to walk. I'm like, okay,
Gap.
sure. Waffle, looking at it like that again, and I'm gonna get the water bottle. Okay, okay, buddy.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's not. He deserves it. It's his fault. But yeah, so then I'm like, okay, interesting. I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna keep walking. So from there, then we get to Dave and Buster's. So it was like playing some of the games, walking around in cases, whatever. So obviously I'm still treating this as we're friends. I'm not about to grab your hand if like you're behind me or you get lost for the cases. I'm just gonna keep walking. Like you see me.
You see me.
Literally.
I'm like
So-
6'2".
Literally.
You see me.
Literally. So as I'm walking and like there's like a crowd that blocks us off or cases, but I was able to squeeze through, but she wasn't. So I kept walking, and then as we get to where I was getting to, then she looks at me. I'm like, what happened? So she's like, I thought you had an opportunity to do something, and you didn't do it, but it's whatever. I was like, what opportunity to do something? Even though in my back of my mind, I'm like, so you want how you do like the whole like you put your hand behind you, so like your girl could grab your hand as you're walking straight. That's what she wanted me to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that? So I was like, huh. Okay, like in my mind, I was like, I think I know what you want me to do, but I'm not gonna say anything. But okay, so I at least says, but shit like that. So then, as like we're randomly walking, and like that instance happens again of like she's mad behind me. I put the hand gesture out of trying to grab her hand from behind me, and she grabs it and she starts like laughing all giggly and like like basically like all cute giggly or whatever the case is. I was like, huh,
You want that dick?
we're friends though.
It's okay, Woody. We hold hands all the time.
What?
You heard me.
So that happened. So then like later in the day, so I was like, let me just see something, because now I'm just testing the waters, because now you definitely
Low-key,
pushing
I'm
more
ready to
beyond
roast you
friends.
with one more game, by the way.
Fuck it, I mean, we
got
good.
20 minutes. I'm ready to
I'm with it.
roast
Just send an invite.
Fuck it. I'll start getting just right now, just so I can dip the fuck out of here. It's 1:30.
So yeah. So then that happened. So then now like at least like I'm like, okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna start just trying shit, because now you seem in like this is more than just like a friend hangout date. Now it seems like it's turning into a date.
You pull the pants down. Fuck it. Okay.
Wow.
Understand.
So as we're walking through Dave and Buster's, like she's just walking behind me. I just went to just grab her hand, just to see what her action was. I grab her hand, just like the whole laugh.